All of our waiting, our hoping, our wondering, our seeking has been rewarded as Nintendo's next Direct is finally happening tomorrow, Wednesday, February 13th. What will they show? All of these rumors, all of Nintendo's hints have been leading up to this mega moment. And we know they're going to talk about Fire Emblem Three Houses, but what else will be at this big show? That's our focus for today. What's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. Gabe is here. Make sure to let us know in the comments down below what game you want to see most at tomorrow's Direct. And hit that like button if you're pumped for the 5 p.m. Eastern show. Gabe, we have laid out a list of 10 titles that we believe are going to be a part of this presentation. And we aren't doing the easy ones.
Yes, we are completely leaving those out. We know Fire Emblem is going to be there because Nintendo said Fire Emblem's going to be there. Not mentioning that we have Spyro, we have the Assassin's Creed rumor. We're not going to mention those just because those seem pretty substantial and like almost gimmies. If we don't want that, we wanted to talk about things that are hopefully going to be there, that we sort of expect to be there, but still fun and new.
Yes, indeed. And after that, we've got some quick hitters of other things that we will decide if we think are going to be at the Direct or not. So make sure to stay tuned for that near the end of the video. Let's start this list. 10 new games at the Direct. Number 1, I think that even though Fire Emblem Three Houses gets the title card reference, I think we still see a gameplay reveal for Animal Crossing.
Look, even if it's not a gameplay reveal, which I think it will be, by the way, we need a name for the game. We just keep calling it Animal Crossing. It'd be really nice. And look, it's probably later in the year than people want. I know people want Animal Crossing now. They want it yesterday, probably. But I feel like now is the time to show this. There are other big games that Nintendo has for the year, most notably Pokemon. And I feel like that's what they do maybe around E3. Traditionally, Pokemon wasn't always at E3, but with Let's Go, it was. All I'm saying is Animal Crossing, people are uber excited for it. I haven't seen people be this excited for a game on Nintendo since Smash, I guess. Like, I didn't know the type of fervor that Animal Crossing was going to get. When Nintendo tweeted this, the first responses were just like Animal Crossing gameplay with like images of, Animal Crossing characters freaking out. I think it's time.
I do as well. And they do have a plethora of other already announced 2019 titles, but I think while Fire Emblem gets the big chunk of time, Animal Crossing should be there. And another already announced game that I think could be there, and might actually surprise some people, because maybe you've forgotten about Town, which is another Game Freak game coming in 2019. Now, I think that they would like to space this out from Pokemon 2019 with at least a good chunk of time, right? You don't want really to launch Town in, say, October, and then Pokemon in its always cozy November slot. So this would be a good time to get more details on Town, find out how this game is a different kind of RPG, and when it's coming out.
I love your logic here. That makes perfect sense. If Pokemon is in November, and it will be, you have to release this ahead of time, right? I don't think you want back-to-back Game Freak games, and I'm sure they're going to be different, but they are still like RPGs. They probably want to space those out a little bit. We've seen gameplay for Town, not a lot, but what we have seen is intriguing. I think it looks really cute. I love the art style. I love the whole concept behind it. The monsters look sort of inventive, the monsters that you do see on there. So, yeah, I'd be all aboard for that, and I hope that this comes out in the first half of the year. We have no way of knowing, but I'm crossing my fingers very hard.
Yeah, and some people have predicted, maybe this is a time where we do get our first Pokemon tease, but I feel like that might be saved for later, and hey, we need some RPG representation in this show, and Town seems like a good fit. Let's get a little crazier with the third game, Gabe. Let's get a little bit more wild and exciting. I mean, Animal Crossing, pretty darn exciting, but in terms of things that we don't know are coming, I'm going to say that Pikmin finally makes an appearance, whether that is a Pikmin collection functioning as a Wii U port, or whether that is a brand new Pikmin. I think it's the time for Pikmin, and I don't think this is the game that Nintendo said everyone is super excited about. I know I'm super excited about it, and I know plenty of others have been eagerly anticipating the return of the little garden creatures, but I think this is where we do see it, and I'm going to lean towards a port at this point.
Okay, but is it a port of Pikmin 3, or is it a port of all three of the games?
I like collection.
But Nintendo doesn't do those a lot. I know we like the idea of collections, but they don't really do that. Except for, like, I guess, true. Metro Prime Trilogy, but, we're not even...
Which isn't even a thing as of right now.
Yeah, we're not going to mention
it was a thing.
Yeah, but we're not going to talk about it here. But, yeah, I don't know. There was that rumor that it maybe just is Pikmin 3. How would you feel if it is just Pikmin 3 ported over? $60.
That's the one I would want to play.
Well, hey, these ports cost $60.
Here, Gabe. This has been a good day so far.
These ports cost $60. We just got a Mario game that we've had before.
Maybe if they can add like an extra few levels, or they can beef out the multiplayer a bit. I mean, obviously, my dream scenario is a brand new Pikmin, but we've been hearing so much on the Wii U port, coming soon from 2013. And Pikmin 3, I guess, would fit that slot. And maybe if you're going to go hard on Fire Emblem, Animal Crossing Town, maybe there's not enough pie for a brand new Pikmin. But I think that one could go 50-50. And to me, it is set up as the perfect opposite to the fourth game we're going to talk about, which is either a Super Mario Maker port or a Super Mario Maker 2. And I think this, guys and girls, is the game that Nintendo is saying everyone will be ecstatic to hear about. And I think that if it's a port, then Pikmin would be new. And if Pikmin is a port, then Mario Maker would be new. But if it was up to me, I'm saying this is a new Mario Maker.
Then that is where things get exciting, because what do they add, Zach? They probably can't do 3D spaces or anything like that, but could just, I don't know. Could it turn into like a Super Nintendo Maker where you could make other franchises? Look, the possibilities are endless, but it seems like with what they did in the original, they've covered the basis for what they can do with Mario, unless you start introducing 3D stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously still more elements to be added, and maybe that is a really good twist. It's still Super Mario Maker, but perhaps they do add some assets from other Nintendo games besides the character sprites themselves, so that you could get a little bit more quirky and bring in, I don't know if the full-on gameplay mechanics, but at least the visual elements from other popular Nintendo titles. I think that would be very, very cool. And you're expanding the audience so much by the Switch user base. So inevitably, whatever they do with a new Mario Maker is going to be just buoyed and boosted by the Switch user base, the install base. You're going to get so many levels. So as long as they, honestly make this a 1.5 and just pack it with new content, you're going to reap the rewards because of all the user-created levels.
Yeah, and I've been thinking about Mario Maker an awful lot for multiple reasons, and I really want this game to happen. This is probably going to be one of like the most exciting ones, and there's a lot that Nintendo is doing, but Mario Maker, I've just like recently gone back and even seen you play some of those insanely difficult levels, and the challenges in Deluxe is what sort of opened my eyes. I'm like, hey, you could do some like really fun stuff with Mario, and knowing that Mario Maker is basically an infinite box full of that makes me just over the moon.
Right, they have a chance to rework the UI, make things fit perfectly for Switch, and whereas I had Mario Maker on both Wii U and 3DS so I could play it at home and on the go, now you just get one, and you can take it wherever, and you can create levels all day long, which I think is going to be awesome. I would not be surprised if this was a announcement and then a quick turnaround to release. I think it would be a great way to really help lift the spirits of shareholders and help lift sort of the entire Switch mindset right now, which we're super hyped for, but shareholders seem a little bit concerned about. So I think that could be a big one. But again, it could be a port, and then I would flip my Pikmin to something new, but we'll have to wait and see. Let's go away from Nintendo for a minute here, and let's go to a third-party game. Now, this one is harder to specifically call out. What big third-party game will get unveiled? Will it be a port? Will it be an upcoming game that now is also coming to Switch? Will it be something from a decade ago? I'm not so sure, but we continue to see companies say, hey, we're on board. We've thought about, is Panic Button possibly doing more than just Doom Eternal? It feels like Nintendo always likes to tie a real big third-party franchise into these directs. And it could be Assassin's Creed, but I'm predicting a little bit more.
Well, that's what I was going to say. The thing that sort of worries me about third party specifically is that Spyro and Assassin's Creed have sort of been leaked, and I do think those are happening. So I wonder if that just covers their bases. And that is disappointing because I want something like new that we didn't know about. But Assassin's Creed on Switch is still a big deal.
Yeah, I guess it depends when those are releasing, and can they bring in something that they feel has a little bit more weight. It didn't turn out exactly that way, perhaps, but when Dark Souls Remastered was kind of announced at the Direct, that was a big deal. And, getting Assassin's Creed 3 remastered, that's already been unveiled. It's already been a thing. It's already coming very quickly. So while exciting that it's bringing that series to Switch, I don't think it has as much of a, it doesn't land as much of a punch. So I'm still thinking there's going to be something bigger from third party, whether it is another 2K release, since they're so happy with Civ 6 and have been good supporters of the system. Not so sure, but peg in a slot for a big third party announcement. Okay, now back to Nintendo. Gabe, this is the one that probably, even though you're excited for Animal Crossing, I know this is the one that you are going to be the most hyped for, and that would be the final reveal of a 2D Zelda.
Yep. We heard rumors about it. We know that Nintendo likes having Zelda around in their ecosystem, and why not? The games are critically acclaimed. They sell very well. 2D
They're
Zelda.
freaking Zelda.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Look, we just got Breath of the Wild, the biggest Zelda ever. Why not follow that up with a nicer, smaller package? And, it'll probably still be retail. I have no doubt about that. But a 2D Zelda of some kind, Zach, we both love A Link to the Past and Link's Awakening and Link Between World, right? All these like super traditional classic games, in my opinion. Even Link Between Worlds to me is a classic now, even though that's newer technically. I want something like that. I even love Phantom Hourglass. Like, I know that's not
Spirit Tracks?
Hey, I love
Tracks?
Yeah, that too. I love the art styles of them, dude. And the fact that they have to do more traditional dungeons with those games, I'm all for that. That's what I want.
Yeah, bring us this 2D Zelda. I'm super pumped for it because I want to see how they expand on the traditionally $30, $40 2D Zelda and bring it to the $60 arena, because I have no doubt this is a cartridge game. If you're going to give us a Zelda, whatever it is in 2019, it's going to be on a cart. And so how do they sell that at $60, and what do they bring to the table? What do the graphics look like? Is it, going to go right back to the Link Between Worlds style, but just crisper since it's on Switch? How do they, bring in either more of that mechanic or a new mechanic? It will be super exciting. We've heard a lot about this one being a part of Nintendo's 2019 plans, so I am insanely pumped to see. I think this has a lot of room for creativity while also staying true, very true to that critically acclaimed gameplay. All right, Gabe. Now let's get a little bit on my personal preference side here. Box Boy comes back. Now, we've heard that Nintendo has some eShop games that they're publishing in 2019. And I know, Gabe, you just want Snipper Clips too. But give Box Boy a chance, okay? He also is a cool shape. He may not cut himself about, but he is very cute. And those are very cool platform puzzle games. And I think this one will be big Box Boy. They always love to use the extra B words in there. So we have Box Boy, Bye Box Boy. I think they give us a new Box Boy. It's not a huge deal, but it is a charming franchise that Nintendo has really loved to use before, and now bringing that to Switch, part of that 3DS transition.
You and I have always said that Nintendo needs more like eShop games that they publish, and not that they make themselves, but that they fully get behind. And, those eShop games kind of stand out from the rest, in my opinion, just because Nintendo has such a pedigree of getting behind quality. So, and you've played these games. You love them. I haven't. I see
They're
them.
so good.
Yeah.
They're so cute.
I fully believe you. I just wasn't on that 3DS train once mine got lost or stolen. Who knows what happened to mine? I don't know. Maybe you stole it. What if you played Box Boy with my 3DS and I don't even know it?
That's it. You figured me out, but I hope that we figure out that big Box Boy is coming soon. I also think we get a DLC drop for 2 games, Gabe. And we'll start with the more obvious, which is, hey, Piranha Plant has entered the Smash Bros. Ecosystem. It's time to get gameplay for Joker. And I think this is where we see it.
Yeah, right. Okay, I have a question. When do you think Joker is released? They released Piranha a little bit ahead of time. We thought Piranha was going to be dropping sometime in February.
Mid-late April?
Mid-late April.
I think they space these out a bit.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I think we get gameplay for him. I think that it's going to be cool. Piranha Plant ends up being a really awesome character with unique mechanics. Hopefully they can continue that diversification of the roster and utilize all of the unique elements that Joker brings to the table.
But
that
Zach,
makes me wonder if that... What?
I was going to say, but Zach, we're also getting a new stage. right? Like, so there's
That's
a little
true.
bit more for them to show. It's not just Joker.
Yeah.
They'll probably talk about the stage a little bit. We have songs. So, okay. All right.
Well, there could be even more to show, and maybe that ties into the third party if this is to be the time where Persona 5 R gets revealed for Switch.
I like where you're going there, Zach. I like where you're going there. Didn't think about
So
that.
that could be a nice Persona moment, a Smash moment, and a third party moment. But I think there's going to be more DLC at the show, Gabe. I think that for whatever you feel about Super Mario Odyssey DLC, there has been DLC. And I think Nintendo would be insane to not bring us some Super Mario Party DLC. The game has sold incredibly well. It is a big hit on Switch. In spite of its shortcomings, it still is a very popular title. It's Mario, and they can make it a whole lot better and definitely bring me back to the boards with a new board, with some new games, and maybe with enhanced online offerings.
No way they do enhanced online offerings. But I do wonder if Nintendo believes that the audience that made Super Mario Party such a hit isn't the audience that buys DLC. Like, what if they just think it's like families and like, older people buying it, and they don't really do DLC, so they wouldn't really do that. I don't feel the same way about Super Mario Party DLC than you do. I don't know if I would even play it, frankly. Unless it's online.
What a party pooper.
Unless it's online. Oh my, I don't have a ton of people to play with right now, so.
I'm getting in on that day one, because it's so close. It's so close to being the Mario Party that I wanted, and it has received 0 updates. So I think they got to give us a board. I think they got to give us maybe some more games. Even throw us a bone and give us a new character, the new dice block. It just feels weird that is a major Nintendo game that hasn't seen anything. Look how well they've supported Tennis Aces. Look how well they have supported Smash Bros. Already. Look how well they supported Splatoon 2, ARMS. I would love some DLC, even if it's simple. I mean, Mario Odyssey got Balloon World, got costumes. Come on, guys. Smash, Joker reveal, then follow it up with Mario Party DLC. That leaves us with one game, Gabe, and it's not a small one. This actually was a real big moment, and people went crazy for it. So if it comes back in the Direct, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 could be a big deal.
Hey, the biggest of deals. We didn't know this game existed. People lost it when it was announced. We've wanted Ultimate Alliance 3 for a very long time. No one ever expected that it would come in the form of a Nintendo Switch exclusive with a totally different art style. It is following the Black Order. We have Thanos in the game. Hey, they're going off these. Okay, Siri, thank you. We are going off these popular franchises now. Siri has a lot to say about Marvel.
Siri just wants the Direct. I mean, literally everyone's excited. Even robots are hyped for tomorrow. Even the robots, the Reploids.
Yeah, okay.
The robot masters.
I don't think it comes in the first half of the year, but I also don't think that this is a game that requires its own Direct eventually or anything like that. And I don't know if it's like quite like a good fit for E3. So, I don't know. I'm hoping we see something here. Maybe it's even sooner than we think, because we saw a lot of gameplay for it. Like, it seemed like finalized. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be definitely far along. It might be a good one to get out there and capitalize on some of that Captain Marvel Avengers stuff that's going on in the near future. And this is not part of our list. We've wrapped our 10 new games. But I was thinking about this last night. I would love Marvel vs. Capcom on Switch.
What? You wouldn't even play it.
Oh, I would. I love that game. That was one of my childhood favorites.
Really?
Yeah, if they're doing Marvel Ultimate, give us like a Marvel vs. Capcom collection. The new one, not so hot, but like the old ones, oof. Ooh. I like that idea a lot. Let's go to some quick hits, Gabe. Let's do a little old-fashioned lightning round here of other things that we're going to just give a straight yes or no for if they're going to be at the show. Those are our 10 games. Definitely let us know which of those you're most hyped for. I think there's a pretty good chance that a lot of those are there, but let's get to SNES games, Gabe. This has been data mined. This has been rumored. Nintendo needs to boost their online service. They've said as much. Yes, no, SNES games tomorrow.
Yes.
I think yes as well. I think this is happening, which is very cool. All right, let's go to one that might not be happening. Themes?
No.
Sad day. Okay, new Smash character. We both think that Joker is going to get his moment. Will they then hint, trailer, tease the next?
No.
I'm going to say yes.
Okay, good.
I think even if it's even if it's a concept trailer like Joker, they throw down that shield and that sword. Maybe that's where they bring in a little Dragon Quest XI third-party footage.
Okay.
You see what I'm getting at there? Yes.
Yeah,
okay.
I do.
All right, a big, cool indie game. They had the indie highlights, but a big, cool indie game getting some shine.
Hollow Knight DLC? Question mark.
Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think something, whether it's Hollow Knight, whether it's a Slay the Spire, it's out, or new content, I think something gets, or maybe something brand new gets talked about. Speaking of that, same day drop.
Yes, and I think it's Final Fantasy VII.
That would be a pretty nice one. I mean, they are planning a boatload of Final Fantasy. I'm going to say that the same day drop is Resident Evil 4. One, that's a game that has a nice Nintendo tie-in. And two, Capcom has been crushing it with Resident Evil 2 Remake. There's new Resident Evil 2 Remake DLC this Friday. Why not just make it a party all around the platforms by giving us some RE on Switch?
Yeah. The reason I think Final Fantasy, it was in that trailer. It was in a commercial for...
That's true.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I know that doesn't mean that the game's like coming out right away, but still, I don't know. That sort of pushes me in that direction for 7.
So it's a pretty good prediction. All right. How about a new accessory or a special edition console?
This is tough. Okay, new accessory. I mean, that's a no to me, but
Well, it could be Fire Emblem Joy-Con.
Yeah. Okay. Then yeah. Sure. Fire Emblem.
Animal Crossing Joy-Con.
Yeah.
Big Box Boy Joy-Con.
2D Zelda Joy-Con.
Actually, the 35 minutes are all new Joy-Con. They're going to say, hey, we have neglected you Joy-Con fans. Sure, we put them in the Pokemon Let's Go bundle and the Smash bundle, but in terms of separate Joy-Con, this show's for you. Fire Emblem 3 Houses and Joy-Con. It's actually not a bad idea.
No, not at all.
Wait, actually, it is a terrible idea. Never mind. Let's not wish that into existence. Okay, I think that yes, whether it is a special edition console or an accessory, I think that Fire Emblem has a lot of love across the globe, and I think that one is, in their eyes, deserving of something more.
I mean, but what specifically do you think it ends up being though? Because
I think it ends up being a special edition console with Joy-Con.
Okay, so you don't think Pro Controller?
I think Fire Emblem is like a game that you play on. I mean, unless they're adding crazy mechanics, it doesn't seem like one that would. Well, then again, Xenoblade.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
You could roll Pro Controller. I'm going to say special edition console though, with Joy-Con accoutrements.
No, I think the special edition console we get this year is Luigi's Mansion for some reason.
A very spooky one.
Yeah,
it's a clear see-through ghost-like Switch.
As you guys see, that was the only Luigi's Mansion that we talked about. Just super quickly, did we get a date for that?
No, I think Luigi's Mansion is a later year title. I mean, it's up in the air. It's like, do we think that they're just going to line up Animal Crossing, Luigi's Mansion, Pokemon, September, October, November, boom, or October, November, December, boom, or do we get one of these in the summer? But it's odd because we did get Luigi's Mansion 3 gameplay, so if that was there in place of Animal Crossing, I would say okay, but I feel like given what Nintendo wants to do, needs to do, how long of a gap there's been, I feel like Animal Crossing is the bigger ace in the hole, and so I think that's why this gets the moment.
I just think that it's awesome that there are so many possibilities and they're all good, really. It doesn't matter when they get lined up. The games are going to get lined up. They're all coming this year. There's unannounced stuff. It's exciting times. And Zach, people don't know this, but I tell you this sometimes, right? Like before Direct, I tell you, hey, Zach, your expectations, be careful with them. I feel like things might be a little bit underwhelming. You remember that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel this one's going to be really, really, really good. I hope I'm not disappointed. My expectations are high. They are the highest it's ever been.
It's a Wednesday Direct, so things are getting weird. So this one could be absolutely wonderful. Let us know in the comments down below what game you are most hoping for and most excited for. It's going to be a big one. I can feel it in my bones. It's coming January 44th, and we're excited for it. The January Direct finally happening, February 13th. But hey, it's happening, and we are pumped. So make sure to subscribe to stay up to date on the latest and greatest from the Switch. Hit that like button if you're ready for the Direct. Hit that notification bell. Turn that bell on so that you hear exactly what goes down. I hope that we get a lot of these, and we'll be there to talk about it soon. Until then, though, for myself and Gabe, a fantastic day, everybody. We love ya. SwitchForce. Thank goodness the Direct is finally happening. Out.